The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us in FRC Media. I'm Keith Tebow, and it is Wednesday, and we have our weekly sit down virtually with the mayor of the City of Fall River, Mayor Paul Coogan. Mayor, how are you this week?
I'm doing great, Keith. How about you?
I am doing well. I want to use this time this week just get some brief updates as far as and any information you may have on some of these updates. You know, I think it's been a little over a year now that there's actually been a lot of work being done on Route 79. I think people are somewhat adjusted to the traffic changes down there now. What are you hearing in terms of the progress of the project? As far as you know, are things still on tap for it to be completed in 2026?
Yeah, as I said earlier, I haven't heard anything negative, and you go by there. It's a lot of infrastructure work now. There's a lot of water pipes, sewer pipes, utility stuff, I believe, is going to start going in shortly. So that's all the base needed for that land down there. There's that down ramp that would be in front of the cove going north on the what is now Duval Street. Those are the things they're working on. And again, they usually contact us when there's a problem, and I've heard nothing. So I'm assuming we're good to go, and they're on schedule.
And of course, the weather has been, again, a good benefit. Last year and this year, winters have not been that harsh. We still have about a month to go, but so far, it looks like that hasn't been an issue. Have there been any further discussions in terms of how the state, potentially may want to, distribute that land when things are done? Is anything new on that aspect?
No, I've heard nothing on that. And again, those battles are coming, but they're not today. So we'll see where that ends up. And
Right.
It'd probably be something that everybody comes to a consensus that's the best way to do it, and we'll go forward.
Obviously, that space will open up a lot of economic development opportunities, regardless of who will have control of that land, 19 acres or so down on the waterfront. And I know that you've been working hard constantly about bringing events to Fall River, and the city recently purchased a trolley that will help ferry people up and down across the city and potentially down to that waterfront. How was that acquired, and what can you tell us about the trolley?
We actually got a grant for $50,000 from the state to buy a trolley, and obviously that wouldn't get you a new one. So we ended up contracting with a company out of Delaware that went, I think, to an electric trolley or a consistent looking trolley, and they sold us one of their trolleys. It was delivered yesterday. It's over at Lewiston Street. We're going to get it up to Diamond. I spoke with the superintendent there. The handicap lift is brand new. It's never been used, but it might need a little work because it's been sitting for a while. But actually, there'll be some pictures probably coming out later today on the Herald News, and I'm doing an interview over there at 1 o'clock with Channel 10. They wanted to see the trolley. For some reason, people love these trolleys, but this is all wood interior. It really has a nice look to it. We're going to put obviously our new logos on it, and we got a couple of routes assigned. I think we have the potential to rent it out to weddings and people that want to do specific tours of the city. We've talked about a church tour. We've talked about a Lizzie Borden tour with some lunches, and again, I think it'll be a nice addition to the city. It'll take some of our parking off the waterfront. I can also announce to you that we're working on a water taxi, which we think will go along our waterfront. It's only a pilot program. We tried to keep it under 7 seats on the boat because it leads to a whole another level of insurance and things, but a little 6-seater boat that'll cruise up and down the waterfront on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday with like 4 stops, the Wall to the Tipsy Seagull, and a couple of stops in between where people can get off and, for a nominal fee, they can ride around on the waterfront and, see some of the sights from the water in the city of Fall River. So it's a little pilot program. We're going to try it and see how it goes.
And how's that water taxi going to work? Is the city contracting with the company that runs the taxis? That how it's going to work?
One of our marina down at Tipsy Seagull. They have some captains. You have to have licensed people drive it, and it'll, like I said, I think it's going to have 4 maybe 5 stops from what would be the Tipsy Seagull, which will give you access to walk to, Canned Heat Brewery or over to Columbia Street, or you can go all the way up to the wall and visit the monuments there, grab something to eat at Barrett's, and in the afternoon, take a ride along the waterfront. When you buy your ticket, you get one loop of the 4 stops. So if you get off somewhere in the middle, when the boat comes back around, you can get back on. It'll take you back to where you started. So, we're going to try it. I mean, it's something we'd like to do. We have the opportunity to expand it if it takes off. So, it's win-win between the trolley, if we can coordinate the trolley with the water taxi, with some of the events. We're already working feverishly on lining some things up for the summer on the piers, and hope people get down there this summer. Again, it's difficult because of the construction, but we're not closed down. Fall River's open, and we want people to come down and visit us.
And how will that water taxi be paid?
Well, they want to do everything on a credit card. They don't want to be dealing with cash, so I guess it'll be mostly you scan your card and you go on it. I'm not sure that's been settled yet, but that was the sentiment at the table. I'm a cash person, so I'll hope that whoever I'm with has a card, because it's not going to be a lot of money. I think they're talking like $5 for a ride. But again, it gives us a chance to get people on the water and stop. If you want to stop at the Cove and sit on their deck and have a drink, or go up to Barrett's or go down to the Tipsy, it gives them different stops along the water. And I think it's something we're going to pilot and see how it goes.
And in terms of, is there any financial outlay by the city at all, or is this just a
It's an
contract?
insignificant amount for summer. I mean, it's going to be we're going to charge, as I said, a nominal fee. That money's all going to be held to the side in escrow. So I believe it will cover what we have to contract for on the boat. I think it's around $20,000. But if we can have something accessible to all the residents to go down there, and even if a mom and a dad and their 2 kids want to take a ride along the waterfront, it's not a lot of money, and it gives them, get off at the wall and look at the monuments and wait the half an hour till the boat comes back around and take a ride back down to where you came from. But it just gives you another opportunity to see a different side of Fall River. And with the trolley, if you get on the trolley and take a ride to one of our tour stops, I think it's all positive. We need to get people into the city and that are looking for something to do on the weekends or in the early evening, and let's see what we can do.
And back to the trolley, who's going to be in charge of managing the reservations and the use of the trolley?
That we're going to have a website. There'll be a trolley website set up. Again, that's been talked about. We'll run it probably with conjunction with DCM, because that's where it's kept, and probably this office, or maybe we'll let Viva do it. We're not sure on where we're going to actually do that yet, but at the same time, I think it's going to be a nice addition to the city. It really is. It's a classy looking trolley, and I think people are going to get a kick out of it.
Yeah. And finally this week, State Representative Paul Schmid, who represents a small portion of Fall River, announced that he's not going to seek re-election this year. He's going to be retiring from the House. I know you've worked extensively with every member of the local delegation. Specifically, how has Rep. Schmid helped support Fall River in Boston?
Well, again, Paul Schmid's got a small section of Fall River down off Stafford Road mostly. But he's had a big impact. Paul's a good guy. He's a chairman up there, so that means he's well respected by other members of the House. He always puts Fall River first. He's always talking to me about the Flint and what we can do up there. Matter of fact, what was it, Monday night, the holiday, he was at the police department in the community room to listen to the chief talk about crime statistics in the city of Fall River and officer recruitment and public safety in general. But that's the kind of guy he is. He's a stand-up guy. He's a friend of mine. I have the ultimate respect for him. But again, when you talk about the Flint or his sections of the city, he takes a keen interest. And all that being said, he literally goes all the way to New Bedford. Some of his district is over in a couple of wards in New Bedford. So he's got a wide-ranging district, but his focus when he's with me has always been on how to make Fall River better. So I'm going to miss him a lot, but I wish him nothing but the best.
Yeah, obviously, I think he also has parts of a Cushnet which
Yeah,
you know is even
he's
further
all
east
over
of,
the
New
place.
Bedford. I know it's quite the gerrymandered district, I guess, if you call it that way. All right,
Yep.
Mayor Paul Coogan, as always, thank you for your time. We'll talk next week.
Okay, thank you, Keith.
All right, and thank you for joining us here in FRC Media. I'm Keith Tebow. Have a great day.